Hey guys, it's Melissa here from melissaopen.com. Welcome to another episode of Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness. I am so delighted you're here with me today. Today we are going to be talking about the angels. I channeled some messages from the angels. I asked, what do you want the collective to know today? And I'm also going to be talking about ways that the angels can connect to you and how they can speak to you and guide you in your everyday life. So if you've ever been curious or wondered, who are my angels? Why are they here? Are they here helping? Today, I hope to answer all of those questions for you. So before I get started by talking to you about the ways in which our angels speak to us every day, they actually spoke to me today. I did a channeling and asked what messages they wanted me to convey to the collective. And what came out was that the first thing that they said was, we are your protectors. We can give you strength. So when you are feeling down and you're feeling weary and you feel like you just can't go on anymore, the angels are there to give you strength. Their message was also, we love you and lovingly guide you. We want the very best for you and we want to help you. Let us take care of your concerns. Let us take your cares. Let us help you and let us help you to let go of your worry. I love that message. It's such a calming, sweet, loving message from them. But I want to say something because one thing that I have always learned and heard was we have to ask for our angels to intervene on our behalf. So if you're worried and you're stressed, you might say, why don't the angels just step in and help me out? They see that I'm worried. They see that I'm stressed. And they're lovingly watching over you and protecting you, but they cannot step in and do anything to help you unless you ask for their help, because we came here with free will to do what we wanted to do. So oftentimes they're standing around us, watching us, wringing our hands and being frustrated and crying and upset. And they want so badly to be able to step in and help. But we have to ask. For many of us, that is a very difficult thing, to actually stop what we're doing and go within and ask our angels and guides for assistance and ask for their guidance and ask for their wisdom. We often try to handle things on our own, which it's not that you're not capable, but it becomes so much easier when we learn to ask for help from our spiritual team, because that is the whole reason they're there. That's why we have our angels and guides. They do exactly that. They protect us and they guide us. But we have to also ask for their intervention when we have a situation that arises that we can't handle on our own and we can't figure it out. It doesn't mean we're weak. We were given these angels and guides for a reason. They came here to do that, to help guide us and to protect us. But oftentimes we don't let them do their job because we don't call on them. So what are some ways that your angels speak to you every day? Because they do. They try to get our attention all of the time. Whether or not we actually listen or hear it, they are trying to get our attention. So one way they get your attention is they will come to you in your dreams. You may not remember it after waking up, but oftentimes your angels will visit you in your dreams and they may share important insights for you. So I always tell people it's a good idea to keep a dream journal next to your bed. If you wake up from a particular dream and you remember it and it seems so profound, there's probably a message in that dream that they're trying to get to you. And it's a good thing to write it down. And sometimes the messages are not crystal clear. We may have to do a little bit of dream interpretation in order to know what the message was that the angels are trying to get across. But sometimes we have dreams with people that we may not know them in our dreams, but those can be our angels coming through and trying to give you either guidance or an important message about something. Another way that our angels will connect to us is through physical sensations. So you may feel tingling in your body, or you may feel a warm feeling spreading over you. You may feel the light touch of a hand. And I've had this one a lot. It feels like someone is touching your hair, so gently stroking your hair. And when I've had that sensation before, oftentimes I've thought that, it was a crossed over loved one or something trying to get my attention, but it can also be your angels trying to get your attention. Or you may just feel a presence in the room. Sometimes when you're frightened or if you're sad or upset about something and the angels want to comfort you, you may feel these sensations. You may feel that tingling. You may feel like someone's touching the back of your head. And when you feel this, you can simply thank your angels for being there with you, trying to show you their love and support, because that is what they're trying to do. As I said, I really believe, and it's my belief and the impression that they're giving to me is that they watch us, and when we are sad and when we're upset, they're watching, wanting to do something, wanting to help. But again, if we want their help, we have to ask. So they try to comfort us instead, but they really do want to jump in and give you more guidance or help you out with that situation. So we have to be more aware, I guess is what I want to say. Be aware in your present moment when you're feeling those sensations. That might be the little nudge too from your angels, like, hey, ask for help for this situation. It's amazing what can happen when you do that. I have had situations in my life where I didn't know what I was going to do and everything seemed like it was going wrong. And so I just stopped what I was doing. I took a moment, I closed my eyes, and I just took a deep breath. And I said, okay, angels and guides, I don't know how to navigate this situation, and I need your help, and I need your assistance. I need your loving guidance, and I need you to help me be strong in this situation and to understand what is the best thing that I can do. Give me the words I need to say, show me the actions I need to take, what do I need to do? And then out of nowhere, these guiding words, the loving guidance comes in many different forms. And this is the next thing I want to talk about. Sometimes you hear voices saying things to you, like you may hear a name, you may hear a word. For me, it's just a thought that pops into my head. And I, for a long time, had a hard time believing that was really my intuition or guidance coming through. But I did a free write. And when you do a free write, you just take a piece of paper and a pen and you sit there and you put the intention out there, you ask the question and you see what comes to you. And often it was just the guidance that I needed, and I knew it wasn't coming from me, as obviously I was struggling so much to try to find an answer to this difficult question. And it just popped into my head like that. So I knew it was divinely given. It was not from me. Sometimes the angels might pop something into your head, like if you're driving and you might just get a feeling like, don't go that way. So you go a different way and then you realize there's a big accident and you would have been in it or maybe even involved in it if you would have taken that particular way home. So the gentle nudging sometimes is our angels trying to communicate with us. So again, if you're wondering, okay, am I just imagining this? Because we can be really tempted just to believe that we're just making this stuff up. Everybody has their doubts. Then try following the guidance and see what happens. Also, doing that free write as a practice is a really good exercise because you get to understand what's my thought, what's not mine. You may also have communication by your angels with sound. So you may hear a singing. And this is really interesting because whenever I was laying down one night to go to sleep, I had been kind of distraught. It was right around the time that my mom passed away, and I had a really hard time going to sleep because all of the things were just running around in my head, right? All the things I should have done, I could have done differently. All of the regrets that I had, everything just swirling in my head, and it was hard for me to go to sleep. And as I was laying there, I heard very distinctly, it sounded like a choir singing these beautiful songs. It was very faint. It wasn't loud in the room. It was a very soft, quiet singing. But I really feel like that was my angels trying to let me know, we're here, we've got you. Let it go, because that was one of the messages that came through in the channeling, is that they want you to let go of all of that stuff that's weighing you down and keeping you from living a life that makes you truly happy, because they want us to be so happy, so loved, to know how loved we are, because we are truly deeply loved. And sometimes we can be overwhelmed by everything going on in the world around us, and we can forget that. We become bogged down by the little things like, oh, I have to clean my house, or I have to go to work, I have to do all of these things, and we forget what life is really supposed to be about. It's not supposed to be about those little things. It's supposed to be about finding joy, building those beautiful relationships with people. It's all about experiencing love in all of its forms, and we often forget that. So sometimes I think you might hear this angel singing as a way to kind of calm you and help you feel loved. You may hear soft bells chiming, or you may hear, sometimes you can have like a little ringing in your ear. There is a medical condition that does cause that too, but I think you would know if you're constantly hearing that, or if it's just every now and then. Sometimes I think it's just the angels trying to get your attention. You can also ask the angels to make the sound more clear to you. You can say, I think I'm hearing you, but it's very faint. Can you make it louder? Can you make it more easy for me to understand? The problem is with people who are loved ones who cross over on the other side and angels is their vibration is so much higher than ours. And our vibration is so low. We kind of have to meet in the middle. We have to raise our vibration, and they have to lower theirs in order to be able to communicate. It's sort of like when you have an antenna and a TV, you don't have the stations correctly, they're not tuned on the same channel, then you don't get any kind of picture at all, right? You just get like the snow, and it's really hard to see anything or understand anything. And it's in the same way, that's kind of how we're communicating. So it's important to try to raise your vibration too if you're wanting to communicate. And you can do that in many different ways easily. Listening to music is a great way to raise your vibration. Also going for a walk, doing a meditation, something just to clear all that blockage in the energy that we experience just from going through our day-to-day lives. You may also get mental visions. If you're a person who is a visual person, you may see visions while you're meditating. And I've started to see this more often too. Like as I close my eyes, sometimes I'll see images passing like almost like a movie before me, which never used to happen to me before. So I feel like maybe that might be my third eye opening a little bit more to experience those things. You may see swirling colors, you may see sparkles of light, or even a clear image of an angel standing by you. I know whenever I was working with Archangel Michael a lot, I kept seeing sparkles of blue light out of the corner of my eye. And then I was working with Archangel Ariel, and I would see like these pink sparkles of light coming out of the corner of my eye. So you may see that too. It just depends. You may see flashes or streaks of light or a glimpse of glowing. It usually means when you start to experience these things that you're becoming more sensitive to the presence of your angels. They're always around you, and they have always been around you, but you just may not have noticed it before. So when you take an effort to, or make an effort rather, to become more aware and to notice when they're around you, you may start to see those things. You may also have communication with them through symbols that you get throughout your day, and they may be very personal to you. So you may find feathers everywhere you go. You may see a sign that says you are loved, and you just know when you see it that that's a reminder and a message to you. It's interesting because there are signs around us all of the time, but every once in a while you just focus on something in an instant, and then it hits you like that's meant for me, like I was supposed to see that. I have to tell you, there was a really interesting thing that happened when my mom passed. We were going into her house, like right after she passed, to go get clothes for her for the funeral home. And we looked on the dining room table, and there was a big pad of paper, and it says, "See you soon," in her handwriting on it. And we were all like, what the heck is that? Like, we'd been in her house a gazillion times. Nobody had seen that before. And we don't know who she was writing that to or why she would have written that. But we all took that as a sign, like, oh my gosh, this is so crazy that we just saw this big writing that said, "See you soon." So it was interesting. But I think that things like that happen. And when you see that, you just know that's a sign, that's a symbol. And usually we see those signs and symbols when we most need them. So pay attention, because if you see a sign and you get a strong feeling associated with it, you know that that is your angel or your guide trying to give you a message. And they may also send you communication through humans or through animals. So let's say you needed advice on something, and then your coworker comes up and has a conversation with you, and they say the exact phrase that you were talking about earlier, or they mention the words of wisdom that you needed to hear, and you weren't even like telling them your problem, but all of a sudden they speak this wisdom, and you think, okay, this is exactly what I was talking about earlier and what I was worried about, and it's the answer to my prayer. So they can use people. They can also use animals. If you see an animal and it grabs your attention very strongly, that could be very significant. It could be your angels trying to get your attention. So there are a lot of little ways that they can communicate. And angel numbers are another way too. So if you see angel numbers, and I've done a whole podcast on the different angel numbers, that could also be a way that they're trying to get your attention. So if you see, for example, 222 or 444 or 777 or those kinds of repeating numbers, there's usually a message for you. And you can go and just look up the numbers. If you have Pinterest, go and just search in Pinterest angel number and then the number. And there's also a website that someone has about angel numbers. It's really easy to find the answers to the angel numbers and what they mean and how they might actually be relating to you personally. And you can go and look those numbers up. Usually, for myself, like I don't see just the 222555 all the time. So whenever I do see something like that, it jumps out and grabs my attention, and I think, okay, this is a message for me. And it's usually a message that it answers one of my concerns that I was having. Like, am I on the right path? And then I see the number and I look up the meaning and it says, you're where you're supposed to be. You're on the right path. And I think, okay, that was a sign. And I'm going to take that, and I thank my angels for that. Their guidance is always appreciated. And if you want to work on connecting better with your angels, again, one of the first things you can do is to meditate a little bit more. We sometimes get into a habit of doing meditation and then we get away from it. But meditating is a great way, because you silence that active mind and you set the intention that you want to have guidance, you want to communicate with your angels and guides. Automatic writing and journaling is another great way to help connect you to your angels and guides. You can take down any notes or messages that you get. Again, quiet your mind, take a moment to just breathe deeply and clear your mind, clear your space, and then set the intention that you'd like to communicate with your angels. And also praying to them too, just asking them to intervene in your life when necessary and asking for their protection and guidance, because like I said before, their message was loud and clear. We are your protectors. We can give you strength. We love and lovingly guide you. We want the best for you, and we want to help you. Let us take your cares, let us help you, and let us help you let go of the worry. I love that. It's so amazing and so beautiful. So I wanted to pull a few cards for you today, and I actually pulled some cards. There is an angel number deck, which is available on Etsy, and it is by the author of the deck is Scorpio Mystic Angel is the name of the author of the deck. And the first card that came out is angel number 88. So if you see 88 everywhere, this might be a confirmation sign for you. And it says, you are on the cusp of a prosperous and abundant spiritual life. You will find numerous opportunities for success and achievement, all of which brings financial and material abundance into your life. I am wealthy is the mantra that goes with that. And the second card is master number 33. Any positive changes on projects you are considering right now will be well worth your while. Expect that your power to manifest and create will be heightened. And your affirmation here is, I am expanding. I love that. I love those messages, and I love that we have angels who are there to lovingly guide us. Please call on them more often and slow down and pay attention to the loving guidance that you're receiving, because they love you very much. They want to protect you. They want to guide you. They want to help you. They want to take those burdens from you. So please allow them to do that. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for being here with me. As always, if you want to work with me, if you want a reading or a healing session or coaching, you can always go to my website, melissaoatman.com. There you'll see all the services that I offer. And also, if you want to follow me on social media, you know where I am. I have been posting readings, not just for my patrons, but trying to post more once a week for everyone else for the collective. So follow me on social media, like the readings if you would. That helps get them out to more people, which helps me in my mission just to help as many people as possible. I really am sending you guys so much love and light. I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you have a beautiful week filled with so many miracles, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.